Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. The Nasty Boys are getting together to talk about whatever it is that Waze is bringing us, because it's the WayzVerse. Hey! Yo, what up, though? I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. I am here live with the Nasty Boys, Big Ed and Waze, and this is the WayzVerse. And man, it's been an interesting week. We were supposed to go last night, but Fridays, like I said it before. These weekend shows get harder and harder as the weather gets better and better. Because we're in the Midwest, the great Midwest, which is the northern part of the United States, which means it gets cold as hell in the wintertime. And so we have a different cherishing of warm weather than our southern counterparts.
Right.
So it gets a little harder on the weekends because, like today, I'd say thank the mosquitoes. The reason I'm here.
Mosquitoes was too much for you, huh?
Well, see, here's the deal. See, Southwest Detroit is a haven for Southwest Detroit is unique. We've got our own little culture here, right?
Okay.
And it's and we call it affectionately. Sometimes we call it the Tri-City because you got Southwest Detroit, Ecorse, and River Rouge is all like our little corner of the city, and we've got our own little culture. It's very different from any place else in the city and any place else outside the city. I mean, it's our own little culture, and it's a great music culture. A lot of talent out here in these parts in this little small area. A lot of the old school artists that came out of Detroit came from this area, or somebody came out from the. Or somebody from Detroit had somebody from this area in their midst, you know, when they got out there. So anyway, that said, we're close to the riverfront, and Ecorse there's a riverfront park in Ecorse that's decided starting today they're doing jazz concerts every Saturday evening. And so I got a text, hey, come on down, check it out, blah blah blah. So I said, oh, okay, definitely, I'll come down there. And man, I tell you, it was packed, it was jamming, it was dope. But I got there late because my son and I were downtown, and you know the Grand Prix is in town, downtown. So we were downtown checking that out and heading, down at Eastern Market, doing a lot of little stuff. We were just hanging. And so I got there a little late. I got there about 6-ish. And the sun was starting to go down a little bit, and the mosquitoes were coming out.
Okay.
I got there just in time for the mosquitoes. And I tell you, and it's right on the water, too. So, once they come, they coming.
Right.
Because the Detroit River is running right there, right across. The park sits right on the riverfront. And yeah, they were coming out and right on time for me to come. But the band was phenomenal. The band sounded, I mean, they were crisp. They were sounding great. 3 guys, man. 3 dudes. They sounded like a whole band. They were good. And they were starting to bring the lights out because, it was about to get dark. And I was like, oh no. The lights come out, the mosquitoes really gonna come out. I'm out of here. And they were chewing me up, so I boned out. If it wasn't for the mosquitoes, I would probably still be there. I ain't gonna front. I can't tell a lie.
Glad you had a good time.
I did, and my boy Petey gonna be playing next week. So, hey, so from here forward, I've got a lot of friends that's gonna start playing down there, for that weekly event, and. Yeah, so I gotta go support my dogs.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So anyway, enough about that. I didn't know I was gonna drag that story on. I didn't even know I was going to mention that shit. What's going on with y'all, man? Waze. Let's start with Waze because Waze put together a trampoline.
Yeah, we put a 16-footer together earlier today, and kids are actually out there playing on it right now, enjoying it. That's really it, man. I've just been chilling this weekend already.
Tell you, man, one thing I learned about the trampoline, you talk about some leg exercises.
Right?
Mhm.
You have no idea. You're just up there bouncing, having fun. The next day, your calves are burning.
Yep.
Mhm.
Reminds me of a workout I did one time when I was locked
You
up.
worked out before?
Yeah, I did a workout when I was locked up. They call it the Mike Tyson workout. And it's a bunch of squats. And it takes a real bad toll on your legs.
Wow.
And I was on the top bunk, right? So when child time came, my legs were like rubber and jelly mixed together. Man, my feet hit the floor, and the next thing I know, my head hit the floor.
Damn. Speaking of Mike Tyson, I heard they postponed the fight.
Oh yeah,
Tyson has ulcers.
yeah, he had a medical emergency on a flight.
Yeah, he had an ulcer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it caused him to pass out and everything else. So yeah, they postponed the fight.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's too bad, man. I hope he's okay. I hope this isn't putting too much strain on his body, considering his age and everything and what he's trying to do. It's a young man's game he's playing, and he's training hard as
Man.
I've ever seen him train.
Yeah, his training has been ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been like Rocky too.
But if the fight goes anything like his training has, Jake Paul in trouble when they do have the fight.
Yeah, well, not Jake Paul. No, to aim for his ulcer.
Hey, you know he's going to try to.
Punch him in the stomach. So anyway, Waze, what are we talking about tonight, man? What we doing? This is the WayzVerse, which means Waze controls the conversation. Tell us what we're talking about.
Today we're going over our Mount Rushmore of Washington Redskins or Commanders or football team. That one football club out of Washington.
In DC. You got to specify which Washington, though.
No, because the other would be called Seattle.
Still Washington.
Exactly. It's not. It's never been the Washington Seahawks.
Well, we might have some non-football fans that don't know that,
No, that's a good point.
That is not a good point.
It's not a good point. I tried to,
not a good point. We're having a football conversation, and there's only one Washington in football.
Yeah.
I remember when they first legalized marijuana. The first two states to legalize marijuana was Colorado and the state of Washington in the country. That year, it happened to be Denver versus Seattle in the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and somebody said, isn't that interesting? The two states that legalized marijuana is meeting this Sunday for a Super Bowl.
Right? What is, that's Waze's t-shirt. I was like, it looked like he was holding something up in front of the camera for us to see.
Oh, my bad. No, my dog's out here losing his mind, so I had to shut him up.
He had to handle the dog.
I had to hit him with the dad voice. Hey! And then that was all I needed.
Okay. That's all it takes sometimes. That's all it takes sometimes. So talk to us, Waze. What we doing?
All right. Might as well just go ahead and start right from the back. The least important of the important.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this. All of mine are Redskins. I have no Commanders, and I have no football teams. I have
They're all Redskins. Mine too.
All of mine are Redskins.
Mine too.
At number 4, I have Dexter Manley.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty good.
My number 4, I'm gonna go with the late Sean Taylor.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay.
My number 4 happens to also be my favorite Redskin of all time. And that would be Clinton Portis.
I had him as an honorable mention, so I'll go ahead and cross him off there. I get the feeling both my honorable. I only got 3 honorable mentions, and I get the feeling they're all going to be gone by the time we get to honorable mentions. But my number 3, John Riggins.
Okay. My number 3, Darryl Green.
That's another one of my honorable mentions. I've only got one left. And I get the feeling he's going to be gone before we get there.
My number 3 is, well, the rest of my picks are just, it's going to look very similar here. Starting with Trent Williams.
Okay. Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Well, my number 2 is mostly for historical value. Is Doug Williams.
Wow, OG. We're thinking alike again. My number 2 is also Doug Williams.
Okay.
My number 2 is Champ Bailey.
Oh, Champ Bailey was a great one. That's a great one. I used to like Champ. I thought he was going to say Doug Williams too because he said they looked similar. His last 3 were similar. It was like
Right.
I thought they were going to be all named Williams. And at number 1, I've got Art Monk.
Oh,
wow.
I forgot about Art. Well, I'm too young for Art, really.
First name came to my mind when you said it.
Well, I'm going to go a different direction with my number 1.
Okay.
And that's going to be head coach Joe Gibbs.
Okay.
Mm.
Not outside the box on that one.
My number 1 is Paul Krause.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know who Paul Krause is.
He was one of them hogs. He was one of the hogs.
Okay.
The offensive lineman they had.
No, he is a safety.
Oh,
Hall of Fame safety at that.
Krause
Hold up.
I thought Krause was an offensive lineman.
See, he don't even know who Paul Krause is.
I thought he was an offensive lineman. Sorry. The name sounds like an offensive lineman.
Oh, boy. Well, I guess neither one of us knew who Paul Krause was.
Right.
I actually just thought of another one, but my honorable mention, and he was very close there. I mean, he really was. It was a toss up. You know, I was debating whether or not he should be on my Mount Rushmore. He was very close, very, 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 very close, and that's Joe Theismann.
Oh, I forgot he was a Redskin.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, him and John Riggins won the Super Bowl.
Chris Cooley.
Chris Cooley is good. Yeah.
Mark Rippon.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay. All right. I remember him, but
he don't even make an honorable mention?
Not on mine.
Not on mine.
Mark Rippon was...
I got one that probably doesn't make a lot of people's honorable mentions, but that's Santana Moss.
Yeah, Santana Moss. I thought about. Yep, you're right. I got one. Sonny Jurgensen.
I don't remember him.
That's historic. That's historic Redskin.
I got one that also belongs, an honorable mention that also belongs on another list as an honorable mention. Wilbur Marshall.
Yeah.
Vernon Davis.
Okay. All right. I'm out.
Ooh.
I'm out of Redskins.
I think I got one more, and that's London Fletcher.
Yeah, London Fletcher. Yeah, yep.
I think that's all I got.
That's my list. I'm done.
Yeah, that's my list too.
I'm out. I'm out after that. Yeah.
Now, I do got a question for you guys before we get out of here.
Okay.
Who do you think is the best head coach of the Washington's history?
Joe Gibbs.
I was about to say he already had him on his Mount Rushmore, so I'm sure he already got the answer.
Yeah.
He is Joe Gibbs.
Didn't Schottenheimer coach the Redskins too?
Who?
Schottenheimer.
I
Marty
think he
Schottenheimer.
did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
No, but I'm gonna go with Joe. I got to go with Joe Gibbs as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I got Joe Gibbs as well, but Ron Rivera did well.
God. Good God.
I'm still a Ron Rivera fan.
What did they say in the Chiefs commercial? Great googly moogly.
Riverboat Ron.
Yeah. Now there is a person that
Now if you were talking Carolina Panthers, I'd say Ron Rivera. But now for the Commanders or Redskins or whoever you want to call them. He was only there 2 years.
Yeah, but there's a guy there that was there for 1 year, didn't do shit either. But you wouldn't say the same thing about him, and that was Vince Lombardi.
I just thought of
He didn't do shit with the Redskins. So
I just thought of two more Redskins that should one that definitely should be named, and the other that's only named because of the other. RG3
And Kirk Cousins.
and Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
What was that? The defensive lineman they had.
Oh.
Vince Wilfork.
Oh yeah.
Him?
Yeah. I think yeah.
Dexter Manley is the only defensive lineman I remember that stood out.
I'm trying to think because I know
that was the guy. He couldn't read, he couldn't talk well, but that motherfucker he could sack the quarterback though.
Right.
He's so good tackle.
Hey, keep going. I gotta run to the other side of the room real quick.
Oh Lord.
I just gotta grab a beer.
Oh Lord.
I'm walking 3 feet away.
Alcohol.
I can still hear and I can still talk and do everything.
No, Lord.
all right. Well, if that's the case, I might as well bring up what we're gonna do next time we meet up.
Okay.
God damn, this sunlight is
That was fast.
That's what she
next
said.
time we meet next time we meet up, we'll be going over a Mount Rushmore of Cowboys.
Okay.
Okay. Well, see, that's gonna be a long list.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting list.
That's gonna be a list.
That's at least a 5-person list.
Oh, it's gonna. That's gonna be a list.
You got to have at least 5 people on that Mount Rushmore.
No. It's 4 on Mount Rushmore, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna have a lot of honorable mentions.
Oh,
Cowboys got some players.
there's gonna be too many honorable mentions.
They've got some history, but they start getting chopped down as we start naming them. Then
I was gonna say there's no such thing as a tie when it comes to Mount Rushmore. Only
Right.
4 heads go up there.
four of them go up there. That's
So
it.
if there's
And
a tie, it's a tie for third.
With the Redskins, all 3 of our lists were different. So
Yeah. For the first time, well, no, because you guys had one that matched up, but for the most part, this is the first time that we haven't had it where so many matched up.
Yeah, because we both had Doug Williams at number 2, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. But then but then you guys each snatched somebody off of my honorable mention list as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, man, is that it? That was fast.
That was it, man.
That was
It
too
did go
fast.
by- yeah.
Hey, I got something I want to bring up.
All right.
Oh, mercy.
OZ knows what's coming. For the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
they have been trying to get the Chicago Bears on Hard Knocks.
And now they're on there because
And now
of Caleb Williams.
they are on Hard
Ain't you happy you got Caleb Williams now? Now y'all get Hard Knocks and everything. So ain't you happy about it now? That's all I want. That's all I want is for you to say you happy about getting Caleb Williams because now you finally got Hard Knocks.
I'm not happy until I can see him play.
No, you happy. You happy. You getting everything you want out of this.
Not until I see
You
him
getting
play.
everything you want out of this. All the perks. You getting all the perks. They the topic of conversation. They gonna be hard knocking. They all you get all the perks.
Are you guys looking forward to Hard Knocks this year? Or
No.
No, not really. I'll be honest, especially knowing this. So, and with that, I will say that will do it for the WayzVerse this week.
And why he roll his eyes like, oh, it's the Bears, man. I'm excited about it. Why?
because it's the Bears.
That doesn't excite me, sir.
Well, the Lions didn't excite me either. So
The Lions were interesting though, because the Lions was it was the highest rated Hard Knocks of all time so far.
I think this one will actually beat that.
I don't think so.
I
They're
do.
not as interesting.
That's
The
because
Lions were
he's
interesting
looking
because-
forward to tea time with Caleb.
See, the Lions were interesting because Dan Campbell was being introduced for the most part to everybody, because everybody, like, they liked his personality, they liked what he brought, and now you really get to see him. It's a team that's rebuilding. It's a team that's on the verge of something that's never done anything. So they were very interesting, and that's why they got a lot of plug, and it was entertaining. But the Bears,
Hey, I will be right back, fellas. I gotta go take care of something.
Top 5 defense.
people watching it for Caleb. That's all they want to see. That's all they want to see. You may as well love him. Waze, don't go anywhere. Let's get out of here. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. It's the Nasty Boys, Big Ed and Waze. This has been the WayzVerse. Next week, we will be doing the Dallas Cowboys, Mount Rushmore of the famous Dallas Cowboys.
America's team.
That's right. Melvin's team. Melvin's team. But he's American. He's a Trumper.
Remember when they had the White House? When the Cowboys had the White House?
No.
Oh, no, they had a house. Michael Irvin even says this. They had a house where all they did was cocaine in the house. It was called the White House.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
They partied to death.
Hey. Oh.